if I remember to turn on the microphone. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you made it. Welcome back to the Friday, May 11th TeamEmmsie podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so glad you all can make it. We've got a great show for you this week. Last week I mentioned we didn't have a streamer of the week. That's changed. We've got an amazing streamer of the week. We've got our hosts D-Bach and Coyote Wildfire back to entertain and delight the senses. Right? Okay, I don't know. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying. The other thing is we've got a new segment we're going to run in between the streamer of the week and the improving your stream segment. It's a new member introduction phase. And what we've got is some of the newest members to TeamEmmsie have recorded very short clips of themselves saying hello. Hopefully you get to know them and hopefully you go check them out. Show them a little love. Welcome them to the team. And, if you are new to TeamEmmsie, get in touch with our team leaders. And I think Saitsu, and we just brought someone else on, Tenacious. Oh my goodness, why can I not remember? We've got our team, our new member leadership, Tenacious Lee. Thank you. Tenacious Lee and Saitsu are our new member leads. So get in touch with them. Record a short video. They'll get it together, stitch something together for us, and get it in on next week's podcast. So I think that's enough blathering from me. If you don't know me already, I'm Dos Rev. I'm the podcast lead, one of the leaders of TeamEmmsie. You can hit me up on Discord anytime you want, or of course find me at twitch.tv/DosRev. I think without any further introduction, let's get into our Streamer of the Week section and introduce this week's Streamer of the Week. This way, Lorii, who you can find at twitch.tv/whyhello Lorii. Yay! Hello. Oh, how about if I unmute you? All right, people should be able to hear you now. Listen, I've only been doing these podcasts for like a year and a half now. You can't expect me to be perfect at it, okay? I'm sorry.
It's fine. It happens.
And of course, I'm joined by my wonderful, again, this direction, my wonderful co-host, D-Bach. D-Bach, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm just excited to get into this and find out more about Lorii, to be honest.
Yeah, Lorii. So so I don't know if you know this, but we had a streamer of the week that we had going every single week, and we took a little break as we revamped the podcast. How's it feel to be the first streamer of the week in probably about 6 weeks?
Good, really good. Yeah, this is the first time I've done anything like this, so it's quite overwhelming, but in a good way. In a good way, yeah. Very exciting.
Listen, don't be nervous. We're all friends here. We're all Don't be nervous.
I know.
That's a little much, I think.
That doesn't make me any more nervous.
No. What if I shake the camera? Don't be nervous. You stayed up also. You're really late. You're European time zone, right? Whereabouts are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm just outside London in the UK, so yeah, about 30 minutes from London.
Well, thank you so much for staying up so late to be a part of this, and hopefully everyone is going to go and check you out at twitch.tv/whyhello Lorii.
Oh, I like that.
I know. It's such a fun username, because obviously your name is Lorii.
Yeah. So, yeah, although I've been called Tori a few times. I think people mistake the L for a T. I'm not sure.
That's I get mistake for block. Block all the time. BLOC all the time. What's up, D-Block? I'm like, yeah.
Block.
I get it. I understand completely.
So, Lorii, why don't we start out with something real simple? Real simple. Is God dead? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Why don't you tell everyone in chat, so chat's down there on my screen. Tell everyone in chat what it is you stream, what it is you do, what you like to do on your streams.
Okay, I'm a variety broadcaster. I've been streaming for around 8 months or so now, so not too long. But yeah, the one thing I wanted to do from streaming was create a community that everyone could join and just be themselves. Everyone can talk about what they want. They can just let loose. If they've had a stressful day at work or whatever, they can come in my stream and they can just chill out and be who they want to be. And that's the one thing that I've been lucky enough to create so far, and that's the most rewarding thing for me. So yeah, and obviously being in TM, I've met people who I now consider my best friends, and it's like everything's just kind of going up from here, which is the best feeling. I couldn't ask for more than what I have now.
Yeah. I mean, really hooking up with a good community, and when I say that, I include building your own community inside your stream. Like, you get your regulars, you get your friends that come in. It really makes streaming so rewarding, right? Do you have any
It does, yeah.
notables that you'd like to, shout out to, or someone who's made your streaming?
Well, everyone really, but Denise, who I never know how to pronounce her surname, Lady Borgia Basic, I think that's how you pronounce it. She's been fantastic. Queen V's been fantastic. Everyone's been fantastic though, and it's crazy how you can really consider these people to be your best friends, and I know so much about these people when I've never met them, but I know that they would always be there for me. Does that make sense? And that's what's so amazing about it.
Perfect sense. And the reason why is because Rev here and I have never met.
Yeah.
Yet I will come to this guy all the time because I met him through TeamEmmmmsie, and we just clicked instantly. So it's exactly what you just explained is exactly what you're dealing with right here.
Yeah. It's strange because I've gone from this really reserved, quiet, shy girl, and everyone's just brought like the real me out, if that makes sense. And I've just become so much more confident through TeamEmmmmsie as well. So thanks to everyone here in the chat right now. Thanks to everyone here for helping me be who I am now. That's cheesy, but
I find it a little bit easier to do it behind a camera.
yeah.
When you're kind of in person and you have like if there was this many people, everybody in chat, and they were all focused directly on me, I think I would have a heart attack.
Yeah.
But I find it easier to do it behind camera, so I'm sure that they pulled that out, and you're just like, this is easy. I like this.
Yeah.
Although it's really not easy all at the same time.
Yeah, I think they make it easier because they're so easy to talk to. They're so easy to be friends with.
I agree.
So it's such a friendly community, and everyone can just come and be friends with everyone. It's that easy.
We've got.
So they make it easy.
I'm sorry. You were just saying that the community helps make it easy. We've got the first question coming in from chat. Reset in 5 wants to know, Lorii, what is the hardest part of streaming for you, though?
Good question.
The hardest part of streaming. Oh, I don't know. I mean,
if you need a minute to think about it, I can tell you what if you ask me what the hardest part is. And D-Bach, you're gonna laugh because you probably already know what I'm gonna say, right?
I most likely do.
Balancing the goddamn audio correctly. Oh my God. Like, it's a never-ending struggle to get the audio levels right. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You would think... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Slightly similar. I've had a lot of issues with my bitrate issues with trying to balance that, and because every game is different, so I've found that certain games I have to adapt my settings within OBS to fit certain games. Games like GTA, for instance, I find I always have to change and fiddle with to get it just right when I'm streaming it. But then other games, and I've recently started using the Elgato for the PS4 as well, so that's all kind of new to me. So I think it's trying to upgrade the stream and also fine-tuning the settings every time you do that, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense.
I think it does, without a doubt. I mean, I think we could almost say, to a very generalized sense, just sort of the technical aspect of streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
What D-Bach, what for you? What was the hardest part, or what is the hardest part of streaming?
Mine is finding a schedule, because I work a 12-hour-a-day job, and I don't have. Although my days off are normal, they're not normal to anybody else in the world. So trying to find a schedule to actually stream in is almost impossible. So that was mine. But I mean, she dove into even something that I won't, and that's the Elgato, the capture card. I don't even think I want to play with it. I just hear so bad, like not bad, but
It's
like
very
nightmare
tricky.
things. Yes, that's what I hear.
I prefer to stream on the PC, but there are games like the PS4 exclusive games that I use. So when I first began streaming, I was streaming from the PS4. So we sort of got halfway through a game, and then I changed to PC. So I'm now like returning to those games to finish them. So that's why I got the Elgato. But it is definitely tricky.
I would totally love to get one. I don't know if my brain can handle, just like you said, the audios and the videos and syncing everything. Oh man.
I have like a million different scenes going on, and then there's different settings of each scene, and then you have to place things. That's what I was saying, is that it's changing everything depending on what you're doing and what game you're playing. I think that's probably the hardest thing for me.
You know, I feel you. We were actually, right before you connected to the group call, that was actually one of the things that Coyote and D-Bach and I were talking about, is sort of that, getting that. But Glossy XMC, and I'm just going to keep rolling with these questions as they're coming in.
Yeah.
So one of the, I'm going to let you in on a little bit of an inside here, Laura, just to let you know.
Okay.
One of the big things that we're trying to do with the new podcast format is really get chat a lot more involved, and we want the viewers to understand that this is about all of us, and we want to focus on displaying you to everyone.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yes.
Glossy XMC says, well, okay, so you said that you've been streaming for about 8 months, so you're gonna have to think back. But when did you struggle with viewers at first? And if so, what did you do to help push yourself forwards?
I think I did struggle with viewers at first. Yeah, I think the first few viewers that I had was like my family members and my best friends. I was like, Mom, Dad, come and watch me stream. And so I think they were definitely the first few viewers I had. But then I became to realize how important social media was. And, I made a profile on Twitter and Instagram, and I just started connecting with people who would stream similar games. And then, you do the whole, you want to follow each other, and then we'll shout each other out. And then before you know it, it starts sort of branching from there. So that's how I kind of grew. And then obviously discovered TeamEmmsie. So, yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been in Team M?
Oh gosh. A few months, I think. Around a few months. Yeah. But I was primarily using social media before to network and connect with other people.
TeamEmmsie it's a bit overwhelming when you become a member and you just get showered with love. And it's just like you get Twitter messages, and my Twitter, I think, went up overnight 200 follows.
Yeah.
Just overnight, and I'm like, I don't even know what to do with all of this. So.
Oh, you kids. You kids. I remember back when I joined, we were getting hyped because we were getting close to 750 members.
And now we're pushing like what, 7,000?
I don't even know.
Wow.
I don't even know if there's a count now.
I don't even know. But yeah, I remember. It's weird because, and I don't mean to in any way sound like, oh, the old man who's been there and seen it, but it really has been this weird change in the direction of TeamEmmsie. For someone like me, I've been in TeamEmmsie since 2016, and I've seen a lot of the struggles that we've gone through and a lot of the trials and tribulations, and I've made so many amazing friends, and even the ones who aren't in TeamEmmsie anymore, I'm still good friends with.
Still friends with,
you know, and it's just so weird. You get these people who come in, people who are joining now, and it's this new experience for them. I feel bad. They're jumping into this pool of thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's one of the things we can help with the new member sort of shout out thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It looks like we have another question coming in from Prime Grant Wilson.
Just Grant Wilson.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry. The way that I see it now. I'm dumb.
No,
just ignore me.
It's my fault. I copy pasted poorly.
Copy paste. I knew it as soon as I read it. I knew it was wrong, and I'm like, shit. Anyway, he wants to know, how long did it take to develop your brand, and was it clear from the beginning, or was it a journey to find it, and or is it still a journey? Are you still trying to find your brand?
I had this question on my stream the other day, actually, because my brand for my stream is just going to sound random, but it's peas, peas, the edible peas. And I was thinking back to, I think it was around a month into streaming, and I was just having a conversation with my viewers at the time about our favorite foods and foods we dislike, and I mentioned how much I dislike eating peas, and from then it just automatically became a thing, and it just picked up from there. But I do remember worrying about having a brand or not having a brand, and thinking too much about what should I name this, and logos and all sorts. And then I remember reading a forum about it, and some people saying that it will just happen, and that's what it did. There'll be something that people will remember, something you say or something that happens in your stream, and that'll be it, if that makes sense. Like, there will be something, and that just was how it developed.
Yeah, I know it.
It's really random, but yeah.
It makes sense for me. I don't know. I'm going to have to check out this peas thing. I can just tell you, for me, I ironically one day was talking to my viewers, and I was like, oh yeah, you guys, they were calling me ghetto and street and thug because they found out I grew up in a city, and I was like, yeah, that's me, I'm all raising the roof up in here, and I was like, whoop whoop, and I just started doing it. And then after that, everyone was like, where's the whoop whoops? And that became like my thing.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
I think just to not think about it too much, and it will just happen. Like I said, there'll just be something. There'll be a word or something you talk about, a conversation, and that'll be it. And people will remember that one thing. It's probably something embarrassing that you say, and people will remember that one embarrassing thing, and that will haunt you for the rest of your streaming career.
But then you make it your own, and then
yeah, you do,
yeah. D-Bach, what was what's your thing?
I actually don't. I still don't have a thing. Like I don't know. I've been trying, because everybody kind of has like their, they're like, oh, go Army, or like, oh, like the, this nation or this group. I don't have nothing. I've actually tried for years to try to figure out, and I can't figure anything out.
Baggins says the D-Box thing is getting everyone's name wrong.
That's, yeah. I mean, the real Bagans is absolutely correct about that. So.
I'm sorry, what's his name?
The real Bagans, right? Is that, oh wait, it's Baggins? Is that what it is? oh, my bad. I did throw in there Optimus Grant Wilson Prime.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next question. Queen V Gaming says, you connect so this is to Lorii, by the way. Lorii,
I thought it was to me.
Lorii, you connect
Hey,
so
Queen.
effortlessly with your viewers. When you first started, were you nervous or shy, and how did you overcome it?
Oh gosh, yeah, I was painfully shy when I first started. Um, I gosh, I remember not saying a single word. I used to say hi to people when they came in, and that was about it. And I think as I've gradually become comfortable with myself and what I like, the games I play and things like that, I've gotten more confidence. And so now I when something comes to my head, I'll just say it. Like, how am I going to explain this? There's always going to be like pauses in the chat and times when you feel like you're talking to yourself, and that happens to everyone. But the thing that goes through my mind is that I just think of questions to ask or things to say, and I'll just say it. And then what I find is then people will pick up from that and talk to me about what I just said, even if it's the most random thing. And I guess that's just what I've done. But then my mind's just all over the place, and I just think about weird and wacky things all the time. So I just say it, and I guess that's
works.
it. I just talk about everything and anything.
That works.
People will join in. So yeah.
I think you answered your next question before we even asked it. Because the next question says, from Savagery 27. Do you continue to speak when there are zero viewers in chat? And I'm pretty sure you just said exactly that. Like,
yeah,
you
I do
because. Well,
yeah.
that's good. I have a question though. Do you ever go back and watch your own videos, and then when you're listening to yourself, you're just like,
yeah,
why?
All the time.
Why?
All the time.
See, I can barely ever go back to my own videos anymore because I'm just like, I sound like an idiot.
Yeah. I know. It's even just like the body language, like looking at how I'm acting, and I've just completely transformed now, and I'm just so different. But yeah, it was funny to go back and watch, but I think I've deleted those now, and I don't think I'll ever be rewatching those.
Yeah, it kind of helps just to. It kind of helps just to like not even deal with it, because what you see. Yeah, what you see of yourself is definitely not what anybody else sees. Yeah. So like you're like, oh, look what I'm doing something wrong, but nobody else sees it. It's just it's like your own brain playing with you.
I do want to say to anyone who feels like they're shy and not awkward, but not as social as maybe I am, it's okay to be quiet as well. And it's okay to concentrate on your game. Everyone's personalities are different, and it's good to be you. So if you are shy and that's just who you are, then it's fine to be like that as well. That you don't have to be this always talkative, loud streamer. You can just do your thing. And if that's being quiet, then do it. That's fine as well. So.
I have to say that is one of the best bits of advice you can give any new streamer. When I first started streaming, and I started streaming after watching Twitch for a lot. Like, I was a long time Twitch viewer before I ever went on stream.
Me too.
And I had looked at a lot of those people, and just to put it in today's terms, people like Dr. Disrespect, or Ninja, or any of these guys who get out there and they have this like big persona where they put on an act, you know what I mean? And that's fine if that's what they want to do. I'm not in any way, please let's be clear about this. I'm not in any way telling anyone how they should or shouldn't do their stream. But I looked at that and I thought, you know what? I can't do that. If I do that, I won't be able to keep it up. I've got to just go on and just be me all the time. And I
think people can tell as well. I think people can tell if you were sort of not being you, or or sort of putting on that act as you say. I think people can pick up on things like that.
Yeah.
So
you can take yourself to a slightly different level as long as it's still you. Like, some days I'm feeling tired, or some days I'm in a lot of pain, but I get on, I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah.
And that's just me bringing out the best parts of me.
Yeah, the thing is, you build your community around who you are as well.
Yeah.
You know, when new people come along and they follow you, they like you for who you are at that point. So if you're shy and you're quiet, they like that. So you do build your community around you. People are like what you're doing. So, you know, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just you. It's your community.
I mean, how's that saying going? Like attracts like. So if you are a shy, quiet person and you get on and you're there and you're genuine, then you're going to attract other people who are interested in that.
Exactly.
Would you say that is your number one tip for a new streamer or new members of TeamEmmsie? Or if not, what would be your number one tip to... that's something that Tenacious Lee wants to know.
You mean Tenacious D,
no,
right?
No.
Tenacious D 86?
No.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I think even though it might sound a bit cliche, but yeah, just be you. It's good to be inspired by other people, but not to copy them. Just do your own thing, and you're not going to please everyone. You are going to get some people who may not like the way you do things, and you're going to get some people who love the way you do things. That's just how the world works. And I've had people who haven't liked the way that I act on the stream, and I'm sure every streamer gets that. I know every streamer gets that, but who cares? Like, you'll get more people who do, and you're not losing anything by those people leaving anyway. It's no loss. So yeah, just be you. That really is the best advice, and enjoy the journey. Try not to rush it. Just enjoy it. It's a fun journey. It is.
Really
Meet as
fun.
many people as you can.
I'll say, you know what? I got a personal question here for you. How... Now, 8 months is definitely long enough that you've really got a good, I imagine, a good solid base. You have a good foundation for who you are as a streamer, as well as, you know, what your channel is about and what your personality is like on stream. Let me ask you this. Do you have any experience with trolls? Because I know a lot of people have started out and they'll be going for like a month, maybe 2 months, and all of a sudden they start getting some trolls. And it really knocks them out of it. So do you have any experiences with trolls? How do you handle that? How do you handle the haters? How do you handle the people who come in and want you to be something else? What would be your sort of advice or suggestion along those lines?
I have had trolls. I once had a person who came in and told me I talk too much and told me to shut up. Which is bizarre, but yeah, I'm not the kind of person who would go straight to like banning someone, because I think that can kind of fuel the fire, if that makes sense. I think some people do it because they're bored. Some people do it just because they want a reaction. If you just don't give them the reaction, then they'll just move along. They'll just go. That's my experience of it. I just ignore it. But I know for some people it's hard to ignore it. I mean, it's good to have a mod as well, at least sort of one mod in your chat when you're streaming to, you know, keep that under control when with trolls come along. But you're always going to get trolls. Everyone gets trolls now and again. But I would say just ignore it. They don't mean anything. They're not affecting you and what you're doing. So, yeah, don't fuel them.
Yeah.
Someone once said, and this is okay, so I'll just say, regarding trolls, if they come in and they're like, lol, you're old, Kappa, or something like that, I just kind of ignore it. and I let them have a chance to say something that I was worth responding to. But if they come in and they're racist or they have a racist name, I don't even give them a chance. Just ban
block,
right away.
Yeah, that's totally different. Yeah.
But the one thing I think you should never do is, like, I've heard some people be like, "Oh, I have fun with them. I troll them back." No, don't do that, because
no.
Someone put it perfectly to me.
Find
they're trolling you because they're in pain.
Yeah.
They've got something in their life where they feel like they're getting enjoyment out of coming in and using their anonymity to try to hurt other people. And that's someone who's in pain. So why would you engage, and why would you try to hurt someone who's in pain, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of smart.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
All right, Diba, I'll let you get the next question or two there.
All right. Well, there's another one coming in from Reset in 7, and it's I'm sorry, Reset in 5 apparently is what it is. What do you think is absolutely important to your overlay and/or profile? Like your most important part?
Of what? Just an overlay in general?
Yeah, like what I guess what she wants to know is, like, what do you feel is most important to have on your overlay for viewers to see?
I like to keep mine simple. I have my I usually have my sort of most recent subscriber or most recent follower. I think a lot of people like to see their name come up on the screen. That's why alerts are also important, because people get enjoyment and excitement at seeing their name come up. So I do think probably the most recent follower and maybe most recent donation is a good idea, but I definitely like to keep things sort of clean and simple in regards to like graphics. But yeah, color scheme and stuff, keeping in with your theme that you have. But yeah, I just keep mine nice and simple. I have a webcam frame as well. I forgot what they're called. Yeah, so that's all I have, but mine's very minimal. So
I like it. I agree. Simple, to the point, and I also agree that having at least the follower on the screen, personally, if you have nothing else personally, I think that makes the person who followed you just like feel important enough that you want to display them.
Yeah, exactly.
On your screen. So I agree. Ronald McCracken wants to know what's the first video game you completed from beginning to end, the whole game? And that actually kind of adds into what I was going to ask, so I'll stretch it out just a little bit more. What's the first video game you completed the whole game? And then I know you said you're a variety streamer, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what games do you play nowadays that we can actually come and watch you play?
Okay, so
two-part question.
The first game that I completed, no, I didn't complete that. See, the thing is with me is that I've rarely ever completed a game. I've usually gone in and I've played it until like halfway through, and then I've been too excited to play another game and been distracted, and I've moved along. So I have this big trail of games that I've never completed, that I've played to death but never completed. Far Cry Primal I played a lot of, but I haven't completed it. Until Dawn I have completed a few times. Life is Strange I've completed a few times. But at the moment, I'm playing games like Age of Empires 2. I'm enjoying. I like to play that with my viewers as well. So if you did want to come along and play with me, then that's something we can do together. Am I playing as well? Playing Until Dawn again, actually, a playthrough. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what games I'm currently playing, and I can't remember off the top of my head. Well, because I'm nervous.
You know, you've got nothing to be nervous about. You're doing great, but we are starting to run out of time here. I'll just say this. D-Bach, was there any other questions you personally wanted to ask Lorii before we have to kind of wrap things up?
I actually think I tied all of mine in.
I've got one last one. And this is probably the most important one. No, it's not the most important one. I take it back. But it is an important one. So people can find Lorii at twitch.tv/whyhellolorii. And of course, she is going to be our streamer of the week for this whole coming week. So that means if you're in the TeamEmmsie Discord, there's a section for the streamer of the week. You'll be announced every time she goes live. But,
Yay!
The real question is, what does your schedule look like? When can people normally find you? When do you normally stream?
I normally stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 p.m. That's GMT time, so UK time. At the moment, I'm doing the St. Jude fundraiser, so I'm streaming almost every day. But I will always post on Twitter when I'm going live. About an hour before, I'll always post on Twitter. So you can always follow me on Twitter and be notified there as well.
All right. So there you go. Why Hello Lorii, twitch.tv/whyhellolorii. If you have not already followed her, Lorii, do you have the webpage open? Do you have the TeamEmmsie Twitch page open?
I do, yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit in chat, and you're going to hang out and hang out in the chat for a little bit, and while we finish up the podcast, feel free to participate in chat through all this. D-Bach and Lorii are going to mute their mics, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the next segment. And I'm really excited about this next segment. I mentioned it at the beginning of the podcast. We've got a bunch of introductory videos from some of the newest members to TeamEmmsie. This is something we want to do every week. People who have joined TeamEmmsie are going to be able to say hello on the podcast. Lorii, thank you so much. You've been a wonderful guest. You did great. I know you were nervous, but hopefully you had fun.
Thank you so much for having me too.
Of course.
It's an honor.
All right. Let's go ahead and get that clip montage going. And like I said, what you're going to see now is some new member introductions. If you are not already following, please follow twitch.tv/whyhellolorii. And we'll be back in just a few minutes with our next segment.
And she's watching us all with the eyes of the tiger.
Yay.
Hey TeamEmmsie,
Well done, by the
Steve
way,
here,
Lorii.
better known as Glossy XMC or Glossy. I am a gamer and a Twitch streamer. Currently, I devote most of my time to streaming and playing Fortnite. I've become rather addicted to it at this point. I do play a variety of other games, from other shooters to MMOs. I have recently become an official TeamEmmsie member, and I just want to say thank you to TeamEmmsie for all the support. It is beyond any expectations, as well as all the opportunities that you have and will continue to provide for me. If you are watching this, I hope you take the time to really explore all those opportunities and take advantage of everything and the support that TeamEmmsie provides. Thanks. Have a good day.
Hello folks, I am the Psycho Side. I'm a variety streamer. I stream pretty much Fortnite and Rainbow Six Siege for the most part. We do throw in the occasional RPG and all those fun stuff, but I mean, it's basically whatever we're in the mood for. I stream not for myself, but for you guys. Basically, every little bit of money that I make off the stream goes immediately back into the stream. I do not keep any of it. Hope to see you guys in our stream and come and hang out. More welcome. Legend Town welcomes all. Thanks.
Hello everyone, Mr. Merlin 17 here. I was supposed to do an introduction video. I stream Monday through Saturday. I like Fortnite, 7 Days to Die, Far Cry 5, and a few other games. I'm also trying to get to God of War. Probably my next one if I can get to it. So I hope you guys stop by. twitch.tv/MrMarlin17. Thank you.
Hey everybody, Maddie B here. I just wanted to take a second to thank the TeamEmmsie community for welcoming me into this tight-knit, cool family. I'm looking forward to making some awesome friends and to grow my channel and just grow myself. I'm a small variety streamer. You can find me playing anything from Far Cry, Rust, PUBG, and you can find me playing those on my channel, twitch.tv/MaddieB. You can find me on Twitter as well. I am at MaddieB_GKG. But either way, I hope to see and talk to all of you very soon. And I look forward to awesome streaming adventures. Have a good one. Bye.
Hi everybody, Misery here. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a wife, a mother, gamer, coffee enthusiast, connoisseur of books. I love books. I play Bethesda games probably more than the rest. I love pretty much everything Bethesda. I'm trying to get into horror games. It's actually quite silly when I play them. I think I can give some of the guys that are fearful of them a good competition. I like playing 7 Days to Die with my husband, Nutty Squirrel. You know, it's tons of fun. I haven't done it in a while, but I intend to do it again. So, yeah, if you ever want to say hi, feel free to drop by my stream. Drop me a DM, send me a message on Twitter, anything. I love to talk to people, love to get to know more of you, and I'm so grateful for my chance to become a member of TeamEmmsie. So, yeah, send me say hi if you want to. Thanks for the welcome.
What? No, we're not going to watch Childish Gambino videos. That would definitely be some sort of violation. Coyote Pup, are you there?
Well, yes.
Why?
Last I checked, anyway. Oh, well, nope. Half of me's missing. I can only see myself from the neck down.
Yeah. Well, maybe I can fix that on the fly. Coyote, I got to tell you, last week one of the most well-received segments that we did was the sort of new help for streamers. I don't know what you want to call it. The segment that you did last week that offered a lot of advice on growing your stream and growing your brand. And thank you very much for revisiting it, coming back this week. And this week you want to talk about successful streaming and how to really step up your streaming if you're a new and small streamer, right?
Yes, absolutely. I do like to coach people as much as I can. One of my favorite things to do is help other people within the TeamEmmsie community if they've got questions, or coach them along. There's a lot of common questions that we all experience just because we're human. And last week I spoke primarily on what you can do yourself within TeamEmmsie and how to be a fellow team player and mutual supporter. Tonight I'm going to be addressing those members of TeamEmmsie and talking about things that they themselves can do while they're streaming, so that way when they receive support from fellow TeamEmmsie members, that they're going to provide something that is going to be meaningful and really help them up their game and stand head and shoulders above the crowd. And the first thing that I want to talk about is your brand. So I'm not saying, like, sell out, don't just completely change everything about yourself, but do sell yourself. I mean, when you're streaming, you're providing your personality at the forefront of your streams. You're providing your entertainment, your commentary, your humor. Your content becomes your brand. Who you are as a streamer is the same as the identity that you display on stream. So put your best foot forward. I always recommend that no matter what the situation is, no matter how hard you try, always put the best parts of you in your stream. And this actually touches on what Lorii was saying earlier in the stream about that inner monologue and starting to talk and chat and getting things out through your mouth that happen in your head all the time. If you stream as if you have 10,000 viewers every time, it doesn't matter to you whether you've got 1, 50, or none, because you're going to constantly be having that monologue yourself. You as an entertainer will always be on your A game because you're always going to see it as if you're streaming to the masses, which brings you to the content as well. Is it some questions that you want to ask yourself with regards to your content? Where is your brand identity? Are you a variety streamer, or as our good friend Felix likes to call it, a franchise streamer? Or are you an esports streamer? What you stream is just as important as who you are. Those go hand in hand together, and you should, I believe, as a streamer, be able to exemplify the content that you are creating through the game that you're playing, through your brand and personality. Some things that you want to consider, I mean, one, the content that you provide is often what will determine if you reach new viewers or not. I mean, you yourself are providing content, and if it's something that you have viewers for, you know, you're doing something, you're giving something to them of yourself. And so giving something to them means that you have to provide something meaningful. So consider this. Overwatch. There are a lot of streamers who stream Overwatch. Between 700 to 800 channels are streaming it daily. The top 5% largest streamers own about 92% of those viewers. That's only 8% to split over up to 760 remaining channels. Dota 2.
So let me just put it, can I break that down for 1 second? So 8% of the viewers split over about 800 channels. So that means if you're lucky, you're getting 1%. If you're lucky, which you're not going to. Just to break it down. And that's not the way it works, is if 92% have if 95% of the thing, that means like the next 8 people are going to probably have another 3 or 4%. You know, it is a ridiculous sway to who goes to certain things.
Right, and that exposure through the way that Twitch's algorithms work, the more viewership you have, the higher you show on the list, which is why not only your brand is important, but the content that you're providing, meaning the game you're playing. So take Dota 2, similar concept here. We've got 450 to 550 channels streaming it every day. The top 5% largest streamers who are streaming it at any given time own about 92% of those viewers as well, meaning that that's 8% just left to split over up to 520. Now that's certainly a little bit better of a percentage for you, but also comparatively, the sheer volume of viewers for Dota 2 are actually much less than Overwatch. So even then, you're still not going to get much exposure for that content. You could be the greatest streamer in the world and well worth somebody's time, but you may never even come up on the list. You may be at the bottom. The value of your content as a channel will suffer due to the oversaturation of streamers and only a few viewers looking for new channels to watch, which is unfortunate. The vast majority of the viewership won't even see your streams because the content isn't relevant to them. And if your content isn't relevant, then nobody gets to see your brand and nobody gets to understand you as a streamer and why you matter. Because I see so many talented streamers within TeamEmmsie. I would recommend, in contrast to that, try to seek games where you can find a niche. Play games that you like, absolutely. Games that you know. It doesn't have to be a new release, and it doesn't have to be what's popular to gain viewership. Build your sub-community and reach into new viewers who are natively seeking that game. For instance, I have a buddy of mine, Phoenix Ryan. He's actually been playing this new release, Death Garden. Between 15 to 25 channels streaming it daily. That's much smaller. The top 5 largest streamers only own 36% of the viewers, leaving 64% left to split over the remaining 20 channels. Now, granted, it is a newer game. The volume of viewership is still lower, but now's a great opportunity to pick up a game that's kind of like Dead by Daylight and maybe even reach into some Dead by Daylight fans who might be looking for that sort of content to watch.
Can I,
yes,
before
go
you
ahead.
move on, can I just bring out a point? If it weren't for those sort of small games that had very few people playing it, I never would have met Coyote.
This is true. One of those small niche games was Domina, and still is very much a small niche game. But a lot of people were able to kind of come together and find it through Twitch, and that's actually how I ended up eventually meeting Dos Rev through a mutual friend of ours.
Yep, I was playing it, and then a mutual friend of mine was loving watching me play it, so she started streaming it, and then Coyote came into her stream when she was streaming it, and then she's like, oh yeah, my good friend Dos Rev turned me on to this, and then he came over to my channel and watched me, and then I don't know, things just went from there.
Exactly. Right. No, and similar thing happened to me with Into the Breach, and another with Minion Masters, which I kind of feel like you helped me strike gold on that
That's
one.
true. I introduced you to Minion Masters, and that has become probably your most played game in the last 4 months.
There's such an active Twitch community, but it was like such a diamond in the rough, and they're so engaged. Beta Dwarf, the creators, are so engaged in their Twitch community, and that's fantastic. The potential here is that as the game grows, so will its following and the viewers looking to watch it. And if you've already gotten yourself in there and you've established yourself a niche within that game, then people are going to come to you and you're going to have a much higher success. So that leads on to the next point, your schedule. Consistency, my friends. Consistency. Consistency is so key. I can't stress it enough. People need to know when they're going to be able to find you. People need to know reliably when they're going to be able to get your content.
Can I bring up a point just on this? Someone
Yes.
put it to me perfectly regarding schedule, right? They said if you take the best TV show in the world, let's say Game of Thrones is your favorite TV show, or like Breaking Bad for me. If it was your favorite show in the entire world, if you didn't know if it was going to be on at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, or maybe not even going to be on that week, how would you ever watch that show? Like,
right.
You have to have the show
Exactly.
on at a certain schedule for people to know when to watch it. And that's the same thing with Twitch. You've got to have a schedule.
If people come back for you specifically, they've already appreciated your brand and your content. So what you want to have is something where they can reliably find you, where they can reliably know that they're going to be able to say, oh, it's almost time for the Dos Rev show, because Dos Rev goes on at 11 a.m. Eastern time, or 10 a.m. or 12 p.m., whatever your schedule is.
Just to be
Set
clear,
yourself-
for Dos Rev, it is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every weekday.
yes,
Like,
it is.
Just to be clear on that. And it has been for almost 8 months now.
See, there you go. Yep. 8 till 5, as I recall.
11.
So, see, there we go. 11 till 5. Literally just said 11.
Borf!
Borf. No, but the consistency is key. See, so that's why when you're not on the spot and trying to provide meaningful content to a whole bunch of people in the TeamEmmsie podcast, you'll be able to keep it straight when he just tells you, and you've been watching him for probably however many months. So sometimes though, finding the right schedule is difficult. Real life does happen. If you're held up more on it, focusing on what you should stream, maybe consider more when you can stream instead. Specifically, a realistic schedule. Real life does happen, but try to keep your schedule consistent and realistic. Set days or time frames where you know that you can be available, where there's the least potential for there to be a reschedule or for something to come up, and work with that as best as you can. If you set days and time frames where you know you'll be available more often than not, even if it is maybe just once a week, it does give you the opportunity to overachieve. Instead of overpromise and underdeliver, you get the opportunity to say, hey, okay, I know that for sure I'm going to be streaming every Wednesday at 12 a.m. midnight until 6 a.m., and then the rest of the days depend, and then you can bank on your social media presence that way.
Can I bring up a point, though? Mommy Evil in chat is saying how it's very tough for him because of his work schedule. And I think that's a point that was worth just stopping and addressing for a second there. Mommy Evil, I don't know your specific situation, but if you have the kind of job where you get called in and you have to go in, I think the best thing to do is set up your schedule in such a way that this is the optimal, under optimal ideal circumstances, this is when you stream, right? And if you, let's just say you stream, I'm just going to throw some numbers out there. Let's just say you stream, your schedule is 8 o'clock till midnight, 3 days a week. This day, this day, this day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's just pretend. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 till midnight, right? And then you get called in on a Wednesday. I think your viewers and your friends and your family will understand that you got called into work. And you just do your schedule as good as you can. But you set it down. Like, this is my schedule. And there's going to be probably, even if it's like half the time, you're not going to be able to stick to it. You stick to it as close as you can, and you just do the best you can. And I think everyone out there understands the necessities of real life and having a job and circumstances beyond your control.
I mean, I feel really bad for my retail brothers and sisters within TeamEmmsie. And just other streamer friends in general who work a retail job and it comes down to the holiday season. I mean, there's almost a blackout period from the moment that November hits all the way into January. And that's tough. I mean, how can you make any sort of meaningful schedule when you don't know if you're going to be opening, closing, working doubles, splits, or having to cover for somebody in the event of a call-in? It does happen. It's something that should be more of a best effort sort of deal.
Lorii, our amazing streamer of the week for this coming week, mentioned in chat, she knows a lot of people who have a week-by-week schedule. How would you address, Coyote, what would you suggest people do if they have that situation where they just don't know until they get their schedule what their streaming is going to look like? What would be the best way to get around that and to get their schedule out there?
Well, I think that if you're doing what you're doing, you do have your brand established, you do have your content established, and likewise also tying into what I had talked about last week, where you're doing that networking as much as you possibly can and spending time supporting other streamers, you're going to already have an ancillary presence on social media. And people are already going to be following you. I was talking in the chat earlier while Lorii was on screen, where I said Twitter is an indispensable asset to the streamer. If you have people who regularly at least tune into your updates, then you can say, hey, okay, here we go. You guys already know me. We're already familiar with one another. We're exposed to one another. I hang out in your streams. You've come to mine. You know that you're going to look for my schedule on a week-by-week basis, and I will provide you that information. But that also means that you do have to be vigilant, too, to provide that information every week when you do get your schedule, or every other week. Some places do block scheduling on a bi-weekly pattern. So that's one way that you can get around it, I feel.
All right.
So that brings me to what I feel is kind of a culmination of this, and that's your relationships. You as a streamer are streaming, yes, but streaming in and of itself is only half the battle. Here at TeamEmmsie, we provide great assets and resources for aspiring streamers, but even more than that is the wide array of people within this community who are here to network and get to know you. It's a huge, huge community. We talked about this earlier, didn't we, Dostref?
Yep. Yeah, TeamEmmsie is a very large community, and it's easy to get lost in if you let yourself just be overwhelmed by it.
And it is a daunting task as you see just how much is available to you in that Discord. But the more that you're there, the more you get to know people, the more that you keep on with those streams, and the more that you're networking and supporting your fellow streamers, the more of a face and exposure that you have. And that is a relationship that you are building, whether it's a business relationship or a friendship that you can build. We pride ourselves on the ability to network with one another within this community. And a huge, huge key aspect of streaming is honestly having fun.
Yeah.
So as we grow together, it's easy to make friendships and those relationships along the way. And that's so important. If you are successfully networking, if you are successfully engaging with your fellow streamer and showing support, getting shout outs, whatever it is that you do that you feel is meaningful to show support and network with your co-streamers and fellow members in TeamEmmsie, you tie that in with what I'm talking about tonight, you will have fun. Because there's going to be so many cool people you guys are going to get to meet. This is a network of like-minded community leaders as well, who are active in their membership. The members who are just eager to make friends and get to know one another. I mean, if that doesn't put a smile on your face, just wait until you check out our streams.
Yep. Coyote, thank you so much again. You know I love you, brother. We are out of time, though. I'm going to have to wrap things up. Thank you so much. Some wonderful advice. Thank you again for being on, and I'll talk to you soon, brother. Borf, borf.
Take it easy, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that is going to just about do it for our show. Please stay tuned. I got a couple more things I want to address before we get on out of here, and then we're going to drop a big-ass raid on one of our TeamEmmsie members. But before we do that, I want to talk to you guys just for one moment here. So, it was brought up earlier in the podcast, the TeamEmmsie, the channel that you're watching right now. The channel that you're watching right now is not an affiliate. Yeah, that's right. TeamEmmsie isn't even affiliate, but there's a very good reason for that. We stream 1 hour a week. We don't have the hours. And I've talked a lot with Emma, and I've talked a lot with the other leaders, and we've talked about ways that we can possibly get some more content on this channel. And hopefully you've liked what we've done with the rebranding of the podcast. And I want you to know that as the podcast leader for TeamEmmsie, I am looking at moving forward and trying to grow this a little bit, get us at least to affiliate, get us a little bit there where people can start supporting with bits and maybe even subs, and we can roll any of that income that ever does get earned back into the podcast, back into the team, things of that nature. So, here's what I'm talking to you about. How can you guys help us get there? First and foremost, I want you guys to know how much myself, the other leaders, and all of the hosts and guests and the streamers of the week appreciate it when you're here, hanging out, chatting, some of the amazing questions that come in. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. I mentioned last week, the clips that you post in the Discord or clips that you send to me, or actually, we're going to have a new guy coming on board. Phoenix Ryan is coming on board as one of our new hosts, and his job is going to be at first is making those TeamEmmsie clips of the week highlights that we had last week that we didn't do this week. I talked about Tenacious Lee and Saitsu, who are the team leaders for new members. We want to keep doing that new member introduction. But here's something else. Do you do a podcast? Do you know someone who does a podcast? Are you interested in doing a podcast? If so, get in touch with me on Discord. We want to start broadcasting or rebroadcasting TeamEmmsie podcasts on this channel on other nights or in other times. So if you do a podcast and you think this would be something that would help gain you visibility, if you think it would be something that would help benefit the community, if you think it's something that you'd like to see broadcast on the twitch.tv/TeamEmmsie channel, hit me up on Discord, because we want to grow the channel and we can't do it without your help. But everything that you guys have done, thank you so much. I love you guys all. I love all of you guys. I love TeamEmmsie. And if you're new, I can't wait to get to know you, and I can't wait for you guys to get to know TeamEmmsie the way I have. I think you're going to really enjoy yourself here. So stay tuned for just a minute. We're going to find someone to drop a raid bomb on. We're going to go in there, and we're going to light their chat up. All right, guys? Until next Friday, have fun, and we'll see you soon.